Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a little catch up with me Q&A style. You guys asked me a bunch of questions over on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on there, go follow me. I'll add my stuff right here for you guys. I asked you guys recently to ask me some questions about literally anything. So we're just gonna do a little catch up, you know, grab your snack, grab a tea, a coffee, your water, whatever it is you want, and let's catch up. Okay, first off, if you guys are new here, my name is Kathy. I am a first-time mom, also pregnant, and a 5th grade teacher as well. So lots of things that I'm balancing in my life right now, and it's a lot. I'm gonna just read them off and answer them to my best ability. But the first question I wanted to start off with is, was this pregnancy planned? If you guys didn't know, I am pregnant again. I have a daughter, her name is Indy, and she is 9 months old. The main question I got asked was this pregnancy planned because it was so soon and I didn't really like say anything like, hey, we're planning on anything, which I wouldn't have anyways, but you guys probably are wondering. The pregnancy was, I would say, loosely planned. By that I mean around 6 months, we kind of started talking about how we want Indy to have a sibling, you know, just putting those things out there. Like, we kind of want to start building our family. At 6 months, we felt ready, like we were ready for that change, and for her to have a sibling, something close in age, because my brother and I are only a year and a couple months apart. The main thing was that we felt ready. We got pregnant, so that's the tea on that. When are you due? I am due February 28th. Okay, once again, my hair is like a mess. I slept on it last night, but I'm hoping that this pregnancy I get to have an induction. I was induced with Indy a week early at 39 weeks, so I would really like that, just because being induced to me is like I'm preparing for a really big day. So like, I know what time I'm coming in. I know that day is going to be, you know, like things could happen, but I know that day I'm more mentally prepared for it instead of like waiting around until, you know, things happen. Any names? Now, not until maybe last week, we could not decide on any names. We actually weren't even thinking about names. And then right whenever you guys messaged me, like, any names, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, we haven't really thought about names at all. I swear, like, the second child is so much more chill and relaxed. I don't know, like, we found out the gender really quickly. We just told each other. We weren't like having a big gender reveal or surprise, and we didn't really think of names. So we have a few names in mind, but we are actually sticking with one name currently that we really like. If you guys didn't know, we're having another girl, so it's gonna be Indy and whatever the girl's name ends up being. So crazy how we're having 2 girls, but I'm super excited for that. Brandon's gonna be in a house full of girls, and I don't know. He says that he loves it because he loves being a girl dad, but he's probably gonna go a little crazy, I'm sure. Next question is, do you have family nearby to help with the kids? No. We moved here beginning of June, basically, so no family. Our family is going to actually visit though when the new baby is born, which is gonna be really, really nice, because I remember when we had Indy, the first 3 months were just really tough. Like, I was figuring out breastfeeding, I was figuring out a new baby, like our relationship, how to balance that, how to balance time for myself, and just like everything was new, and you don't have time to like cook meals or wash dishes or wash pump parts. You're just kind of trying to get things done where you can and rest where you can, obviously. So we're grateful because our family will be coming into town, and I don't know, I feel a sense of peace because I feel like I am a little bit more mentally prepared for having a baby, because in the beginning I felt like I was reading up on a ton of different stuff, like you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, and I was like really strict on myself for like, okay, we got to put her down in the bassinet every single time. And I don't have to do that. I can like have her sleep on me. I still want to have her sleeping in the bassinet so she's used to it, but it doesn't have to be for every single nap, every single time, you know? So I'm just gonna be more loose with it. I'm going to be more flexible, and I think that's gonna definitely ease my stress. I have a plan for breastfeeding now, which I'm very, very excited about. If you guys want me to share more details about what I plan to do for breastfeeding, let me know. But I'm really like excited about it because I feel like it's gonna work out and it's going to be less stressful, because breastfeeding was not easy, that's for sure. How many kids do I want? 3. That's how much I want right now, but depending on after 2 kids how I feel, that'll maybe change. How long did it take for the second pregnancy? I found out pretty quickly after we started talking about it. Like I said, it wasn't like planned, strictly planned, like, oh, let's start right now. It was more like, hey, we can start trying. And with my first pregnancy, it happened like within a month after I got off birth control, and this one happened pretty much like a month or two after we started talking about it. This is another very fortunate like thing that we were blessed with, that we are grateful for, that we can have kids, and we're just excited, and we're happy, we're grateful for all the opportunities that we're getting right now with the new baby and with Indy. How is my body handling a second pregnancy close to my first? Well, I am showing a lot quicker, so let me show you guys my little bump. I'm wearing a skirt today. This is my 17-week bump. I turn a new week every Tuesday, so this is what I look like. I'm big, like, compared to what I was with Indy, like I'm just showing faster. So that's pretty cool, seeing my bump show so quickly. But yeah, my body feels pretty much the same. Like I'm not getting morning sickness, which is amazing. Like I always say, thank you, thank you, thank you. The one thing I have changed is recently, like 2 weeks ago, I just started going and working out like more recently, definitely more than I did with Indy. I have a workout partner now, Salma. She goes with me every time we go to a workout, and I have a gym that's really, really close to us. Because I'm pregnant now and because I have Indy, I just need that like hour alone to myself to do whatever it is that I do, and I feel best whenever I'm active and working out. Even if Indy's staying at daycare until 4:30 or 5 o'clock or 5:15, that time is for me. And I know a lot of parents will ask me like, how do you make time for yourself? How do you make time to go to the gym? I just have to let go of that guilt of, oh my gosh, she's staying at daycare until 5. And the rest of the night, you know, like we dedicate to her. So I don't feel guilty for leaving her at daycare because she has a good time there. She's comfortable there. Just a friendly tip. Some moms just feel guilty for taking care of themselves, but I am a much better mom, a much better wife, a much better teacher if I take that time to dedicate to myself, whether that's going to the gym, whether that's whatever it is that you like doing for that hour for yourself. I feel so much better when I do that. Next, I'm nervous about the close age gap. Yes and no. More excited for sure about the close age gap because I want her and her sister to be very close in age, and I feel like because they're going to be close in age, it's just going to be fun, a different dynamic. And I know Indy's going to have so much fun having a little sister. Like she's going to be 1 by the time the baby is a newborn, so she'll be 1 year and 3 months, the baby will be newborn. So Indy will definitely be able to walk, she'll be more independent, and she'll be more aware that she has like a new little human in her house. Funniest thing Indy has done, I swear you guys, I don't know about other babies or like what they're like around this 9-month mark, but she is so silly, and I know that's her personality. She loves to dance. She does like this face where she scrunches up her face and then she pretends it's something stinky. I'm sure that's what we do. I go, ew, stinky, and she does the same face. What else does she do? She loves feeding us. She twerks, so every time we turn like a song on with bass or like a really fast beat, she loves to dance. I'll insert some clips so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because she really is so silly. Every time she wakes up and we go in her room, she literally dances and moves around until we get her out of her sleep sack. Like she's so excited to see us in the morning. We're just like really high energy, Brandon and I. Like when we see her, we're super excited. We're not like, hey Indy, we're like, go Nini. We're her hype people basically. She definitely gets a little hype, a little silly, and we love it. Another common question that I got was, are you taking the rest of the year off for maternity leave and all that good stuff? In Missouri, when I was living there, I had Indy and I took off the whole 12 weeks that we got. That's like the max you can take. That was FMLA leave. That was my personal days and my sick days, and I didn't have very many personal sick days. I think I had 7 after 2 years, and that was like ones that I hadn't used yet. I know some people will say that's ridiculous, you only get 12 weeks, we get like a whole year. I know, I've been through that crazy roller coaster. I know that some places get it way better than we do here in the States, which is just crazy to me. It's baffling that you only get that amount of time. To be honest, during those first 3 months of Indy being born, I was having a rough time. I was just tired and stressed, and I wasn't putting myself first. I was just, you know, it's a newborn. You're adjusting to that new life. To be honest, I was ready to get back to work like by month 2. Like I was really sad to go back to work, obviously, but I was like, I needed structure. I needed to be back into my classroom because I knew that was something I was good at doing. There was more consistency, and then having a newborn is just very inconsistent. It was all over the place and it was stressful. So being back in the classroom honestly just gave me more of peace. And the fact that we found like an in-home daycare, Indy was like the only baby there, it just kind of brought me more peace because we loved our daycare provider. She was amazing, very personable. What made me feel better about going back to work was that we found someone good. We found someone that we really liked, and we knew that Indy was in good care. If we couldn't find daycare, if we couldn't find those things, it would be really scary to go back to work and like leave her with someone we didn't fully trust. I think that's why it's really hard for a lot of parents, because they don't want to give up that time and that ownership of their kids to someone else they don't really know. And especially if it's been hard to find someone or it's really expensive. I honestly just feel like we've been really lucky. Columbia prices were really cheap for daycares. We found a really nice in-home daycare, and I searched high and low. Those were like very stressful months of my life. The first few months we were in California, I was searching high and low for any daycare. I went to homes, I toured homes, and I didn't find one until the day before my professional development started here at school. Like, it was a miracle, but also like the most stressful thing I've had to do recently. Will I return back to school after having the second baby? And yes, I will be. Baby is due February 28th, and I would like to come back for at least the last 2 weeks of school. We get out June 16th, I believe, or June 15th, and my maternity leave, I would really love to end the year off with my students. I know like some people will say, well, why don't you just take the rest of the year off? Because that's March, April, May. But you know, I really want to end the year off with my students. Like, I started it with them, I would love to end it off with them. It would be 10 weeks that I would take off, I believe. Once it gets closer, you know, I can obviously think about what happens, but right now I would love to spend the last 2 weeks here at school. I love this question. If you could stay at home, would you? I get this question a lot, and I've always told my close friends and like my family, to be honest, I am not the stay-at-home mom type. And not that I don't want to stay at home, but to be honest, I don't see myself doing that. I mean, unless I really had to, of course I would, because I wouldn't have the option. But if I had the choice, I wouldn't do it, because I like having that time away, taking care of whatever it is I need to take care of, and not being 100%, you know, there every second that my daughter or my kids need me, because I want them to socialize. I want them to be outside of my own care, because one, it's good for my mental health, and two, socialize and meet new adults. I feel like it just sets them up for a lot of things. Like, because she's around other adults, around other babies, she's going to be more likely to be okay in the future to be around other people without feeling, you know, uncomfortable or too attached to her parents. I hope that makes sense. Currently, I would rather not be a stay-at-home mom. I feel like it's so freeing to be away from home, and then, you know, have the weekends, have the nights where you're with your family, you know, 100%. So how is it teaching while pregnant? Do you feel drained? Yes and no. First trimester, I was so tired. I took naps every single day during the summer. But now I'm more of into a routine, I'd say. I still do get tired quickly, but it's not like a crazy amount. I got my second trimester energy back, so I'm feeling good. Birth plans, I didn't have any birth plans last time. I don't plan to have them this time. I'm very just like chillaxed and relaxed on what the doctors need to do. I don't have a plan. I just would rather be induced, and I am doing an epidural. Crazy that some people don't, and I props to them for not doing epidural. I thought it was so relaxing and so peaceful to have the epidural, because I got to actually focus on my breathing. I got to focus on just being calm before the baby comes. How do you help indecisive students make decisions? This is not a like pregnancy question, but I love giving choices to my students. If my students are having a hard time listening to my directions, I redirect them and I say, okay, I'm gonna give you 2 choices instead. Like, a friend wasn't being safe on the carpet today. I said, if you would like to stay on the carpet, you need to show me that you're gonna be safe. If not, then I will have you move back to your seat, or I will choose a spot in the classroom where you can be safe instead. So please show me so I don't have to move you. I say things like that because then they get to choose, and they're more likely to be safe or, you know, follow my directions if I give them that option, because they do want to stay on the rug or whatever it is. So I love giving choice, and I'm firm like that. And then once they make a good decision, they're on the carpet, or maybe they choose to sit somewhere else, I'll say, okay, thank you so much for doing that. That was really helpful for you and for me. Someone asked, am I feeling overwhelmed about everything? I'm sure. I never really touched on this, but like I realized for this summer we were doing so much. We were moving, we were leaving our family, we were starting fresh, like trying to find a home to rent, being with Indy. She was 5 months when we moved, traveling across the country because we drove for 3 days with a 5-month-old, and then just finding daycares for Indy here, and then being pregnant. Like there's so much that we did, and it was very overwhelming. But at the same time, I feel like Brandon and I really are always excited about something new. So sometimes even when things are stressful, we're like so excited for the new opportunities that we get. And obviously there were challenges during the way, like the daycare, traveling, like there were so many different things that were stressful, but we knew and we had a plan for like how things could go. We just felt really excited for our new opportunities, just grateful for what we had and what we will have. But when I first found out, of course, I was like really nervous. I was scared. I was overwhelmed, like thinking, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna have to stay at home. Like I told Brandon, I was freaking out, and I thought, oh my gosh, like there's no way I'm gonna be teaching. Like how am I gonna tell my new school that I'm pregnant? And all those things made me nervous because, you know, obviously it's like a big deal when you're pregnant. You have to think about leaving, you have to think about subbing, you have to tell your students, you have to prepare for that, and you're obviously not 100% there when you're pregnant and 100% there when you're worried about all these other commitments like appointments. It's been good so far. I feel supported by my school, I feel supported by the people around me, and when something is bothering me, I make sure to express that to Brandon or whoever it is, so that I do get the help that I need, because I don't want to struggle by myself. And I hope, you know, you guys have someone to reach out to if you are struggling. Otherwise, I would not be able to make it through what I'm doing if I didn't have people. Like, so I'm really grateful in this period of life where I felt like it could have been way stressful, you know what I mean? How do you guys handle the lows/bland in marriage? I love this question because I don't get like a lot of marriage questions. Brandon and I are very spontaneous people. We like trying new things. We are two very busy people. Like if you guys didn't know, he's a resident currently in the Navy and working at the hospital. So his schedule is crazy. It's unpredictable. Like currently he's working 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. Next week it's gonna be different. It's gonna be normal hours. You never know. It always changes depending on his rotation. Every single night we have been watching Love Island, which I know seems like, wow, that's it. Like, but that's the thing we look forward to. That's like our dessert of the night. Something we look forward to. We watch like an hour or two whenever Indy goes down. We kind of get our stuff done. Like if he has classes or I have classes to do, we'll spend an hour each night doing that. But then we go in and we watch our show that we love, where we just zone out and have fun. So we love that, but also we try to do date nights every so often. Right now it's been harder because of our schedules. So like right now we're trying to do date nights, but it hasn't happened in a few weeks actually. So I'm really itching for a date night. And our date nights are so simple. Like we will go to a movie, we will go for a dinner date or a lunch date, whatever it is. We have a babysitter that comes whenever she's free. So that's what we like to do. But just like having fun with each other at home, you know, like being silly, dancing, taking turns, cooking dinner, finding new recipes to try, doing different things with Indy, going on walks. Like those are small things that make a difference in our relationship, and just being silly with each other is a big thing. We try not to take everything so seriously. Like there's times when we're serious, there's times when we're arguing. When we're better, we're just good together. So communicate with your partner, find out what they like, find out what you like, talk about those things, and make sure that those things happen. Because if you're not listening to each other and you're just doing whatever it is and you don't make that time to do the things that you both love together, you'll start to see it come out in arguments, or you'll start to see it come out maybe passive aggressively, and that's not what you want. So communicate, find things that you both love, and just enjoy the small times that you may have together if your life is busy. I hope you guys got a lot of answers from me. I hope I didn't miss any of your questions, but I just can't go through all of them. I'm really grateful for all of you guys first and foremost. I'm so excited that you guys watch my videos. I'm so excited that you guys are here and supporting me. If not, I'd be making these videos just for fun, which is fine, but it's so awesome when you guys communicate with me, when you interact with me and ask questions, because I'm like, whoa, I literally have friends that I can talk to that are interested in my life. I'm obviously interested in yours. I love when you guys message me on Instagram or in the comment section. It just feels like I have close friends, and that is so amazing to me that the internet can do that. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you all next time. Bye.